There used to be a time where we used to have alphas, guys like Michael Jordan, guys like Magic Johnson, guys like Larry Bird. And unfortunately, Kobe was the last. Let's talk about it. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Skinny Hardaway, and this is Retro Heat Check. Checking in one more time for the real hoop heads out there. And as always, thank you all for your likes, your shares, your subscriptions, your comments, and of course your questions. Each and every Wednesday, man, we have Q&A with Skinny. Last night was an exceptional show. Just like the last few weeks, man, you guys have been killing it with the questions. I laid down the gauntlet once again for the ladies and the fellas in the hoop head haven, from the newbies to the VIPs. You guys have been coming through, man. You guys have been coming through. The comment section definitely has stepped up, man. I was very, very surprised, man. After the Anthony Edwards video, man, it had a little blow up, you know. So I definitely appreciate that. And Q&A last night was definitely a fun session. Definitely very, very pleased with that, man. We have a fun time. I love, kicking it with you guys in the comment section, but there's something about Wednesday nights, just answering your questions on camera is just definitely a cool vibe. So thank you all, man, for making Wednesday nights a very special night for me. It's one of my favorite days out of the week, just to interact with you guys. You already know what it is. So big up, big respects to all you guys, man. Thank you all for your participation. Continue to bring in those fire questions. Definitely appreciate you. Speaking of appreciation, man, definitely got to give a shout out, man, to the squad, man. These are my guys. I support them. They support me. We stand up for one another, armed with facts, truth, integrity, honor. You already know what it is, man. We have respect for the game. We have a reverence for those that have come before. Definitely have a reverence for the past heirs. Me in particular, and many others, I have to say that the 90s is definitely my wheelhouse. I have to say, and maybe I could be biased, but the 90s definitely the greatest era in NBA history, man. Definitely, I have to say the 90s is probably the greatest era in sports history, if you ask me. But you already know what it is, man. Definitely, man. Big shout outs go out to my guys, man. Sports and Fitness Rants. Uncommon Sense, Scap Attack, Too Raw for Sports TV, Michael Jordan Fans Are the Best, NNB Sports TV, Angry O Hoops, Uncut Hoops, my main man, my twin, Phenomenal Fitness, man. Trying to get those lives together, man. Y'all be patient. We just gotta get the logistics together, man. Gotta get our schedules on par, man, because unfortunately, we're very busy, and I can speak for myself. YouTube doesn't pay my bills, unfortunately. I would love to be a full-time content creator, and then I'd be sitting here making videos all day. But unfortunately, it's not the case. So, but I will have to say I'm definitely excited. Once we get that together, man, that thing is gonna jump. But definitely big shout outs to the twin. Also, man, big shout outs to my main man, Ticket TV. Got to give big shout outs to Kobe Bryant Film Room, Man Down Sports, Prince Sports, Geechee Life Sports Talk, Shekel Storm NBA. You guys make sure y'all check him out, man. He has a video with yours truly, and the Penny Pinchers origin stories. Right now, he has just completed the Skinny Hardaway saga. Basically me versus the evil, diabolical Yob Costas. Y'all check it out, man. Shekel Storm NBA, man. Definitely one of the most creative guys within this space. Definitely check him out. Big shout outs to go out to Jordan versus LeBron, Kobe Bryant Film Room. Definitely got to give big shout outs to you guys. The Real Mind Crime, NBA Fact Self Research, the Allen Knicks TV, Hoop God. Definitely got to give a shout out to you guys, man. You guys definitely hold it down. You guys definitely bring it with the content. You guys bring it with the knowledge. Big shout outs to you guys. I hope that that you guys, if you guys aren't hip to them, I hope that you guys do get hip to these guys. I hope that you guys show them the same love that you guys show me, man. Definitely appreciate you guys, man. Big shout outs to all y'all. Hey, and we already know, man. Speaking of shout outs, man, you already know what it is, man. Big shout outs to everybody in the Hoophead Haven, from the VIPs to the newbies. You already know what it is. You are appreciated. But today's episode is definitely a closed door session. All the hoop heads, come on in. You already know what it is, man. We closing these doors. No new invites today, but we press on, man. We press on. You already know what it is, man. In today's episode, man, we definitely got to touch down on the one, the only Kobe Bryant, man. The final, and I emphasize the final alpha that the NBA has seen, and we haven't seen anything like him since. I definitely believe that that, you know, like I said in the intro, if you grew up playing basketball, if you grew up watching basketball, the NBA, you definitely knew who was the man on the floor. You definitely knew who was the man on these teams, man. You definitely knew who was the straw that stirred the drink. Who was the guys who, when they said something, everybody stopped what they were doing and they fell in line. You know what I'm saying? They followed behind their leadership, even if it was, you know, maybe not the most friendliest ways to persuade their teammates to follow their lead, but hey, man, they definitely had their thing. You already know how Magic Johnson, how he commanded the room with his joyous vibes. You know what I'm saying? He was the type of leader that, because he showed, he was quick to put a young guy underneath his wing. He was quick to embrace his teammates. He was quick to encourage them, give them, the confidence to step foot and run with him, because Magic Johnson, he demanded a higher standard of all his teammates. But his approach, even though he definitely is an alpha, and he'll let you know that he was the alpha, but his approach was a little bit more I would have to say it was more on the leading through kindness, leading with the kind word, a pat on the back, you know what I'm saying, a word of encouragement. Sometimes he had to get in guys' faces, but it just seemed like, for the most part, Magic Johnson, he didn't have to, man, because just his leadership, he instilled confidence in so many guys, man, that it was a given that they would follow behind them. You have guys like Larry Bird, man, who his alpha style was definitely more of a workman type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a workman type of vibe. He was the type, he would lead by example, didn't say a whole lot, but when he did speak, you shut up and you listen, because he's about to drop some knowledge on you. He's about to drop something that is definitely going to improve your game, whether he's getting on you about you slacking, or you missing, you might miss the cut, you might miss the pick, you took a bad shot, you know what I'm saying, you were hesitant, you had a bad turnover, whatever. Larry Bird would sit you down straight up and be like, look, man, this is what I expect, man. Look at what I'm doing, man. I expect you to fall in line. And hey, because of his example, those teammates of his on those crazy talented Celtics teams, guys like McHale, Parrish, Johnson, Ainge, you had Bill Walton coming off the bench, you had Quinn Buckner, you had so many guys, man. You had so many dudes just coming and going, man. Cedric Maxwell, you had so many dudes, man, that hey, man, when Larry Bird let it be known, he put down the template, man, and everybody followed through. Larry didn't have to say too much, but he cut you that look. He would give you that look. He let you know, like, man, you slacking, and just his example, his pure example, kept those Celtics teams like a well-oiled machine, man. They were all one mind in one squad, man. One squad going towards, you know what I'm saying, NBA championships and finals appearances. So definitely Larry Bird's alpha style. Definitely more on the quiet workman type. Definitely the opposite of Magic's effervescent, positive alpha leadership. Now, Michael Jordan's the most extreme, I would have to say, the most extreme alpha style, I have to say, because Michael Jordan challenged you all the time. Michael Jordan would berate you. Michael Jordan would talk down on you. Michael Jordan would roast you. Michael Jordan would embarrass you with moves, and I mean, he would definitely force you to become the type of player that he wanted on his squad. Yeah, he sometimes would even put hands on you. I mean, ask Steve Kerr. I mean, Michael's style was definitely not for everyone. Michael, I think because of the simple fact that he went through the dark days of being a Chicago Bull. He went through the battles. He got knocked around by from everybody, from the Bucks to the Celtics to the Pistons to the Knicks, you know, to the 76ers, you know what I'm saying? Just through all the battles, you know, he was forged in, and I think that his alpha style grew from just the fire that he had inside. He almost had a hatred for losing. He had a hatred for slacking. He had a hatred for not giving effort. And hey, he would let you know. I mean, we all saw it on The Last Dance, man. We saw Michael Jordan's alpha style right there on camera, behind the scenes, rare footage. You already know what it is, man. Seeing Michael Jordan, seeing that side of Michael Jordan, definitely cause for pause for a lot of NBA fans who may not have been hip. Now, if you came up in the 80s and the 90s and you watched that, we all knew about the stories of Michael Jordan and his harsh practices. He made sure that practice was rougher than the game because he wanted his teammates to know that, hey man, I'm on the highest level of this game, and if you want to seek greatness, you're going to have to get up here with me. And if I gotta drag you, if I gotta grab you by your ear and drag you down here with me, and if you're not down with it, you're going to be on the first thing smoking out of Chicago. That's how Michael Jordan, his leadership definitely was on display. You have a perfect example in the Last Dance, Scott Burrell, how he just was on Scott Burrell, on Scott Burrell, on Scott Burrell, never let up off of him, kept constantly, you know, badgering him, pestering him, you know, demanding of him, bumping him, talking trash to him, letting him know, man, that hey, you know, I want you to be on this level. And when his time when his time came in the playoffs, and my man's dropped what I want to say he dropped like 23 points, and he gave all of the props to Michael Jordan getting him to that level. Grind, you know, the constant grinding on, you know, the constant grinding, the constant, you know, badgering, the constant you know, yelling, coaching, roasting, whatever Mike had to do to Scott Burrell to let him know that, hey man, even though you're a wide-eyed rookie, you are needed on this team, and I'm going to make sure that I slap you, punch you, push you, kick you, whatever I got to do to make you fall in line and make you become the player that you need to be if you want to be a member of the Chicago Bulls. And one player in particular that followed Michael Jordan to almost to the T, and that was Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bean Bryant, man. He definitely is the last alpha. I mean, you can go back to his childhood. Just his childhood alone set him up for basically that alpha mentality. Being a black American child in Italy, not knowing the language, not knowing the people, not being from that culture, not being of that culture, but forging yourself, learning, developing, you know, spending all your time playing football. I mean, football, playing basketball. Well, he did play football as well. He played a lot of soccer as well. Man, he definitely was forged within that loneliness of being in his situation. And by the time he came back to the States, he felt that he was the man. He felt that he was on a, you know what I'm saying, he, basically just all of that isolation made him almost an aloof kind of character. Um, he always had felt that he was the man, no matter where he was at. He always felt like he could be greater than where he was, and that I think that fire and desire was always in him, but I don't think he had a real outlet. And I think that the outlet that he had was only in the NBA. I think college, I think he would have been all right because, he said that had he gone to college, he would have went to Duke. And definitely had he gone to Duke, Mike Krzyzewski would have definitely had Kobe Bryant ready and help stoke those fires that he had, because Coach K, even though I'm not a big Duke fan, do not like Duke, Coach K was definitely a fiery coach. He was definitely the type of coach that would get the best out of his players, whether you liked them or not. But when Kobe Bryant came into the league, and he came into the league, hot shot, he really thought that he had it all. He had some moments, some steals, some dunks, some highlights here and there, but everybody knew him, basically as the hot shot rookie who, when crunch time came in the playoffs, he was shooting nothing but air balls versus the Utah Jazz as the Lakers were being eliminated in the playoffs earlier in his career. And I think that Kobe Bryant, although he had all of the talent in the world, all of the athleticism and everything like that, his game was not forged, and that's where he came in with Michael Jordan. And it started in the '98 All-Star game in New York City with Kobe Bryant going one-on-one with Mike, and everybody was hyping that up. But Kobe Bryant definitely humbled himself. Unlike most alphas, he humbled himself to the ultimate alpha. He humbled himself, and he learned at Michael Jordan's feet. He learned the ins and outs. He learned how to push along his teammates. He got the example. He got the stories. He got the advice. Kobe Bryant put that all on display, especially once Shaquille O'Neal was traded to Miami, and Kobe Bryant had to go through those dark years. Yeah, he was scoring 40, 50. Hey, he even scored 60. Hey, he even scored 81. He was doing everything that he could, but he was hitting his head up against the wall, leading the Lakers as far as he could go. But people were saying that he was a ball hog. People were saying that he took bad shots. He didn't pass. He didn't do anything. But he felt that was his way of leading his team, because a lot of times he definitely felt as if he were babysitting. I definitely remember the video of him at the clip of him at the what is that comedian's name? The comedian who has his own talk show on ABC. I forgot the comedian's name. But he had Kobe Bryant there. He was interviewing Kobe Bryant, and he showed the video of his Lakers teammates, after a win, Swaggy P and all them acting goofy, and they put the camera back on Kobe, and you could tell visibly on his face that he was definitely not feeling that. And I know that once he returned back to the Lakers headquarters, I definitely know that heads rolled that night. Definitely know the heads rolled that night. Kobe Bryant would definitely, he did a lot. I always have to say he combined a lot of Michael's. He had Michael's fire, Michael's take no prisoners style with and you would see that with guys like Smush Parker, who he never would speak to, because he felt that Smush Parker just did not. He felt that Smush Parker, for all his talents, didn't do enough. He felt that Smush Parker was just getting by with his skills, and he kind of played him to the side. Ignored him. He would ignore teammates. If he felt that they weren't up to par. It's like he can only do so much, and if you're not willing to follow his lead, he left you behind. He definitely had that Larry Bird workman-like, quiet workman-like side to his alpha leadership as well. The famous video of him when he broke his hand. He started shooting free throws, left hand, one hand, working on his left while his right hand was healing. teammates seeing that, and I'm sure they saw that. Hey man, this guy's the best player in the league. Injured, he could be chilling, relaxing, getting, going to the training table and all that stuff, man. But Kobe Bryant was out there working on his game constantly. He wasn't going to let an injury stop him. But also, he had that little bit of Magic Johnson that put your arm around your shoulder. I definitely know with how he showed so much love to Pau Gasol and Lamar Odom, Derek Fisher, guys like that, saying Horace Grant, Glenn Rice, you know what I'm saying? He had Mitch Richmond. I mean, he showed so much love to these guys because he knew that these guys, he could count on them when the chips were down. He could count on these guys. And he was very, very affectionate with these guys, not in that sense. In the basketball sense, he showed mad love to these guys because these guys actually put on and Kobe could count on these guys. He had so much love he had so much love and admiration for these players, even though he was the greatest player at that time, the best player in the league, best player in the world at that time. Kobe Bryant definitely embraced those teammates who basically put it all on the line and had his mindset and his mentality going out there playing in these huge games. Kobe Bryant, man, definitely when he played his last game, the 60-point game versus Utah, definitely put that alpha mentality on display. I mean, it was just a simple fact of the matter that, he wanted to go out, on top, and he was going to push. He was going to push his body to the limits, even though his body was falling apart on him. He pushed it to the limits, and he put up one of the greatest. I would have to say the greatest finale NBA player has ever put up. I would have to say, I only say that because had Michael Jordan stayed retired after he hit that final shot versus Utah, Michael Jordan would hands down would have had the greatest finale in NBA history. I have to definitely give that to Kobe Bryant, man. Kobe Bryant, he put it on the line. No excuses, no crying. He led by example. Get on you. He put his arm around you if he needed to. He'd yell at you, cuss you out if he had to, And we thought that he had passed the torch to guys like Devin Booker, to guys like Kyrie Irving. These guys, these so-called quote unquote Kobe acolytes, these Kobe Bryant, these are the guys that Kobe Bryant gave the game to. But as you can see, man, these guys dropped the ball. Kyrie had his moments. Kyrie has his moments where he gets into that mode. But I have to say, man, he definitely has his moments where he definitely falls short. And sometimes that mentality, sometimes that desire does not come out. Sometimes he looks as if he's going through the motions, and definitely I don't think Kobe Bryant, had he still still be here, had he still lived, I don't think that Kyrie would be putting up these performances, because Kobe Bryant would definitely be will be definitely at him in with a phone call or a text or something. And then you have Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, the other so-called Kobe Bryant followers. I think that Tatum, although he has finally won an NBA championship, he forever was known as a choker, forever known as a guy who could get you there, but he was a but player. He was a but. He's like, he got all those skills, but he falls short. But I definitely think that he and Devin Booker, who loves to chill with the chicks, who likes to chase after Kardashians, likes to be a part-time supermodel, likes to frequent the Instagram shorties pages and all that stuff. But I definitely think that he definitely lacks focus when it comes to to the game. I don't think that he has that Mamba mentality that Kobe Bryant Kobe Bryant coined. I don't think that he has that, and pass it on to the leaders of today's NBA, such as Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Steph Curry. I definitely think that these three definitely are not alphas. These guys are definitely not alphas. People like to pretend that these guys are alphas because they are quote unquote the leaders of their team, the faces of their team. But these guys have no alpha in them at all. Kevin Durant, if he's not hiding behind one of his superstar teammates that he joined up to make another super group, another super team, he definitely will hide behind that internet burner account, talking trash, whining, crying, doing everything but being the type of leader and superstar that he was meant to be and that people hype him up to be. But I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it since. I don't even think I've ever seen it, to be all the way honest. I just don't think that Kevin Durant has that in him. He's a mama's boy. He's very soft. He's very skilled, but he's just as soft as he is skilled. And he's a total embarrassment. I would have to say Steph Curry. He lets his dumb teammates like Draymond Green run wild, do dumb stuff. He doesn't say a whole lot. He doesn't challenge. He doesn't challenge anyone. He just wants to just shoot his threes and be quiet and do his little poses and all that stuff. But I just felt that, I think that Steph Curry, I think that, he's another guy. Yeah, he's the quote unquote leader. But I mean, he's had such a great team surrounding him, and basically the game. He has a game. He has a part of his game that his shooting that he depends on, that he depends upon. He doesn't really depend upon grit, grind, or anything like that. He just depends on that jump shot. I feel that sometimes he shows glimpses of it, but then he'll show you a whole bunch of beta activity. How he likes to shrink, how he shrinks up in the playoffs. How many times has he been eliminated in the playoffs? Yeah, he had his few the few years that Golden State was running things, but hey, Golden State had Kevin Durant and a healthy Clay, and they had so many guys. They had Iguodala. They had a plethora of guys. They had a nice squad. But I definitely think that squad was just, they just happened to be the best team. They just happened to have the best shooters in the game. I don't think that it was like grit, grind, or anything like that. I just think that they just took advantage of the league with their otherworldly skills. I don't think that it had anything to do with him being an alpha. And then last but not least, definitely, you have LeBron James, Flop King himself. This guy who runs to super teams, runs to other franchises. He's always running. He has Clutch Sports running interference for him. He has Rich Paul running around making false statements about him being the GOAT, saying that he surpassed Mike. The constant disrespect of Michael Jordan and other great players of the past. I mean, this is a guy who he quit. He quit on Cleveland. I mean, couldn't get over the hump, couldn't get past Boston, let Orlando smack him. This guy's running off the court, walking off the court, throwing off his jersey. First thing he does is get with two other superstars and form a team. And then when that doesn't work out after declaring 7, 8, 9 championships plus all that good stuff, first thing he does is run when he sees any kind of adversity. That is not leadership. That is not an alpha. An alpha. Michael Jordan stood in the paint when he was getting dog walked by Detroit, when he was getting eliminated every year by Boston, when he was getting smacked up by Orlando, getting in those wars with Indiana and New York. I mean, my MJ had went through it all. Magic went through it all with the 76ers and the Blazers and the Celtics, of course, and the Pistons and the Rockets. I mean, so many different battles. Bird the same way, going against Dominique and the Hawks and MJ and Barkley and so many guys, Moses Malone, so many dudes, and they just had a certain mentality about them. And I just don't think that LeBron will never have. He never had it. I don't know why people pretend that he has it. Anytime that you ever see him try to become the alpha, that's when disaster happens. Disaster strikes. He's not an alpha. He is a beta who looks like an alpha, and thanks to his media team and all the fanboys and all of the the kiss asses that are around him, they prop him up to be an alpha. But when he was at those Olympics in 2008, seeing Kobe Bryant do his thing, I think in his mind he knew that he was never going to be the alpha. He was never an alpha. Kobe Bryant let him know, walked right on that team, told LeBron, you take the back seat. This is my team. This is my team. You follow my lead. And that's exactly what LeBron did. How can you be an alpha how could you ever be an alpha when you had an alpha right there in your face and you didn't learn anything from him? You became an even worse beta. And I definitely have to say that LeBron James, and this, that's why a lot of people of my ilk consider him soft, consider him a scrub, in a lot of ways. Yes, he has talent. Yes, he has all of these records and stuff like that, but the man is soft. The man is soft. You can't run away from so much adversity and think that you're an alpha. That's not what an alpha does. You don't lead your team. How do you lead your team when you're quick to put the blame on them, quick to throw them on the bus, quick to get them traded? You don't put anybody underneath your shoulder, underneath your wings. Who and those who do follow you underneath follow your lead, and it usually leads to nowhere. So I would have to definitely say that the game is missing its alphas. The game does not have alphas. We have a bunch of petulant children now. We don't have anything reminiscent of real hoopers or anything like that. But man, it's such a shame. It's such a shame that so many of the of things that we had taken for granted are no longer in the game, and we definitely need them back in the game. And one thing that we definitely need back in the game is our alphas. We definitely need true leadership in the NBA. That's what this NBA is definitely lacking. It's lacking true leadership. It's definitely lacking that one guy, those group of individual guys that can galvanize and cultivate the league and get the attention of the league, and everybody follows their path. Now everybody's following LeBron's lead, and the league is in shambles. You see the disrespect, you see the entitlement, you see the whininess, you see the beta activity, you see all that. And guys like Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Steph Curry have ushered that into today's game. And I would say the NBA fans are suffering for it. The NBA future players are definitely going to be paying for it unless something happens. But maybe had we had a Kobe Bryant still around here, maybe things would have been different. But we'll never know. With that being said, man, it's Thursday. The weekend is right around the corner. Oh man, the weekend's right around the corner, man. It is such a great day. Go out there and enjoy it. Spend time with your family. Love on them. Love on your family members. Love on them babies, man. Tomorrow definitely is not promised. Be a blessing, not a burden. Be responsible. Be respectful. Be kind if you can. Be a shoulder to lean on. Be that helping hand if you can. Just hey, keep yourself out of trouble. You already know what it is, man. Clear head and good intentions in your heart, and you're out of here. You already know what that means, man. Stay on the right path, people, and don't lose your head, man, over something stupid. Much love to you guys. Much love to you guys. Much love to you all. Hopefully we can reconvene tomorrow for Wear Your Sneaker Friday, Weapons of the Regular Season, Michael Jordan edition. You already know what it is, man. And with that being said, it's your boy, Skinny Hardaway. And this is another episode of Retro Heat Check in the books. And I'm going to leave you with these words. Peace. And wear your sneakers.